do my best.
X39 patch work?
So all of our patches are based on a phenomena that I discovered, and it's a form of low-level light therapy. So the patches contain organic materials. They're stereoisomers of amino acids, sugars, and other natural materials. And they're processed in a way so that when they're activated by body heat, they will stimulate the skin with very low levels of light. This is a phenomena in science called photobiomodulation. Most people know it by you go in the sun, and especially here in Florida, and sunlight is going to cause our body to make vitamin D. Or sunlight is going to give us a tan. And the tan, of course, is melanin, and melanin is an antioxidant that protects the skin from damage. So this all means that we can use light to increase production of different beneficial antioxidants or hormones or proteins in the body, and we can improve our health that way. So the X39 patch stimulates the skin with light once you apply it to the body, and these specific wavelengths of light will cause an increase in a peptide called GHKCU, or copper peptide. And copper peptide is a naturally occurring peptide. It declines with age. So when we're in our 20s, the levels of this peptide are about 200 nanograms per mil. Whereas when we get over the age of 60, it drops off to about 60 nanograms or so. So we see decreases of 60, 80% after the age of 60 and 70. And the problem with this is that copper peptide is a master regulator of gene expression in the body. And when we're looking at staying young as long as possible, or even reversing the aging process, part of this is going to be, can we recapture the genes that we lost to time? And the exciting thing is, yes, we can. And it's peptides like copper peptide that reset thousands of genes to a more youthful state. So X39 elevates copper peptide. Copper peptide resets thousands of genes to a more youthful state. And that explains why it has such broad effects, such as supporting immune health, elevating collagen production, improving energy production, relieving pain, reducing inflammation, speeding the wound healing process, and many, many other things.
Hey, that's incredible information for us. I actually got two questions, one that I didn't have written down. Why do we see, in just the short time that we've been in, just over 3 weeks, we're seeing people that are seeing results much more quickly than, say, a supplement or something that they're taking, could be, an over-counter pain relief product or whatever. It seems like a gentleman came to us yesterday, said he's had a back issue for years. He put the patch on, within an hour, he's feeling relief.
Yeah, this has been probably the most fun part of the business, is that prior to X39, and X39 just took this to another level, but prior to X39, we built the business for years on pain management. And we would do, we get 400 people in a room, and we'd get 20, 30 people up on stage. And in 2 to 3 minutes, we see 50 to 100% relief of pain. And of course, back in those days, we were using Lifewave and Eon to do the pain relief demonstrations. We would do those a little bit differently today. But the reason is because the human body uses light as a means for communication. This has been known actually for thousands of years as an observation, but scientifically, it was a fellow by the name of Fritz Popp in Germany who found that all living cells, plant, animal, human cells, are emitting light. They're coming from the DNA, and the reason is that these highly coherent pulses of light are used as signaling mechanisms in the cell. So that means that we can use light to trigger biochemical reactions, and we don't have to rely on absorption of nutrients into the body. It happens just by stimulating the skin. And what we saw in our clinical studies, which are over 80 clinical studies now, is that within the first 24 hours of wearing X39, levels of copper peptide go up 30 to 40%. So it's much, much faster than if you were to take a supplement.